In this video, I'm going to show you how you can use AI to raise tens of millions of dollars. And by the end of the video, you'll have a step-by-step playbook on different tools that you can use to get what you want with respect to raising money. And so what I'm going to do on my end, as things are here, is I'm actually going to show you a quick demo of a client that I personally work with, and I'm working on showing him how to get solid appointments with investors. So there are four main large language learning models at the time of the recording of this video, and I'd say three of them are worth using. Perhaps two of them are really the best ones. So you want to use ChatGPT, the Pro plan, minimum, and you want to use Gemini, Google Gemini, the 2.5 advanced version. And so what I'm going to quickly show you, this will be pretty quick, is there's a simple method and there's an advanced method, but really it's all just one. And if you stick to the end, I'll show you the step-by-step prompts that you enter in to make sure that it works for your situation. So I'm going to open Gemini and I'm going to open ChatGPT. So one example, and one thing I'm going to show you is, let's say you want to find, let's say you're in the state of Atlanta and you want to find Atlanta multifamily investors that invest in fix and flip. What I'll do is I'll type in here, so what I'll do in Gemini, as you see here, I would say deep research, and I'll say, make me a list with contact information. And let's say I want institutional investors, so that invest $10 million plus. I make a list of, with contact information of investors, private equity firm. I'm going to keep the misspellings because it doesn't really care whether you misspell, because it's smart enough to know and assume what you're saying. Private equity firms, investors, private family offices. I'll purposely keep the misspellings. Family offices and funders. Note these are all direct funders. Make me a list of these people and make sure that these people, they are investment analysts or decision makers, have recently in the last year invested in multifamily, invest in Atlanta multifamily or fix and flip. I'll say multifamily or fix and flip. And I'll say, yeah, that's pretty much it in the last year. That's fine for fix and flip. Give me contact information. They invest $1 million checks. So I'm going to do this, and I'll do this with Gemini. Let's see, is this the correct version? In-depth research, deep research. Yeah, I think we're good. Yep. So make me a list of the contact information, and I'll do the same for ChatGPT. I'll say here, do the search, do deep research. I can't do search on deep research, so I'll do the search. So I'm going to ask for this, and then usually they ask me a follow-on question when it loads. So you see right now it's loading. And what it says, identify private equity firms, filter this list, refine the list. I don't know where it got 18 from, but it said 1 year. Yep, let's do that. So then start research, click on start research. And for this one, ChatGPT is a bit more annoying because it actually asks me questions. See, the thing that Google may have a slight advantage in the sense that Google can index its own search engine. So it's probably easier to work with Google because it can index its own search engine. So it's probably searching through Google results, whereas ChatGPT is a third party that scrapes search engines that it competes with. But luckily ChatGPT has access to Bing because they got bought out mostly by Microsoft. So you know, they both have a pretty good footing. So are you looking specifically at US base? So it's probably asking these questions based, so the advantage ChatGPT has is probably asking these questions based on different questions I've asked ChatGPT in the past. I'll just say any, just the most likely to invest. Are you interested in only those who raise their own capital? I'll say any. All, if possible. Here, and then I'll start. So this may take some time. So you can see here what it's starting to do. It's starting to identify and research potential funders. It's looking for the direct funders right now. So it's showing me the list of companies and websites it's scraping from Google. So it now identified the companies. Okay. So you can see its thought process. What this one is saying is, this one is a bit slower to tell you what it's doing. Okay, so it's working. And what I like to do while I wait, because this is kind of a long wait, is that sometimes I actually have like a little project I was working on, because Gemini is so amazing. So while it's like doing all this research, you know, I was actually working on a game that I made using Gemini. And this is just a quick side note, because while it's loading, and while things are loading or things are in the background, sometimes it takes so long to get things going. So this is actually a really cool use of AI, because you can even make games, and this is like a universe simulation that simulates like a bunch of creatures and a bunch of planets that end up fighting against each other. It can crash against each other, and it looks like that planet bounced off. So the reason why I'm showing you this is completely off topic. I can change the speed of the simulation, the development speed, ships come out. This is just to show you how crazy AI has been lately, and all the things. This game is completely made with all through AI and all through this one thing. And this can be exported and sent off to people. And there are different ways all kinds of things you can do. So this is actually a mind-blowing tool. And let me just nuke these things here. So while that's there, let's go back to see the PE firms. Whoops, that's Caribbean real estate. That's another project I'm working on. Okay, let's see how far this has gone. This is gone. So this is still loading. It shows you the sites that it scrapes. And let's see here. So what's ChatGPT? Okay, the ChatGPT is moving. So the way that ChatGPT explains what it's doing is not really as, it's more linear. Like, it's not really as structured or as easy to follow, in my opinion, as Google is, as Google's Gemini is. Because Gemini, like, it tells you what it's doing at a high level. 1, 2, 3, and it shows you all the websites, and 1, 2, 3 shows you all the websites. Whereas this one is like, I'm doing this, I'm thinking through. You went to LinkedIn. You're doing something based on what one article says, then you're searching for this. Okay, they're gathering a list and looking at news articles. But it looks like it looks at fewer, based on what it's saying here. It doesn't show you all the websites it's looking for, and then the sources, by the way, seem to be far fewer. And then from the sources, it looks like it gets the list from fewer sources. Whereas here, it looks like it gets the lists from Google itself and then adds them to the search. So far Google seems to be more interesting, and it takes quite a while. It looks like we've been waiting here for quite a while. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go off and I'm going to play with this particle game that I made while I wait, and pause the video and then show you when the results are done. Okay, so yeah, so it was on that for a while. So it looks like both of the lists are done. So we have the results from ChatGPT and we have the results from Google Gemini. All in all, the Google Gemini, yeah, it looks like Google Gemini was way more dense, and I'm not sure why. I'm not really an advocate for one or the other. Like, I don't sell for any of these companies or sponsor anything. So I'm really impressed by Gemini more so than ChatGPT. So I just got the results in. So ChatGPT gave me a target analysis executive summary. It made like a research paper. And it cites sources for the research. Basically, it gives me their objective. It gives me the methodology of how they solve the problem. It explains general findings. Explains a potential problem or difficulty. It summarizes it. And then it recommends what to do when doing the outreach. So I find that very interesting. Let's look at the intro of the ChatGPT. So below is a list of direct funders. So it just gives you the answer without the preamble. So I guess ChatGPT is more way more direct with the same prompts. That being said, like so Google Gemini goes and it tells you a bunch of information about, okay, Atlanta multifamily value add landscape. It tells you about it does a bit too much it gives you a bit too much information. Like, it never asks for you to tell me all this activity and all this. I'm just looking for funders in Atlanta. And it still blabs about the methodology of how it did it. It explained the funder types: private equity, family offices, vertically integrated companies that may be doing exit, but then they're doing Y being buying businesses or investing. And it talks about others. It talks about the different asset class focuses, and it talks about the geography. Yeah, this is pretty intensive, and I think Google is trying to overcompensate by doing the most, quote unquote, or overdoing what it says that what is stated, just to catch up with ChatGPT. Because again, this is their research preview. This is all I got from the deep research. So that being said, you get a link on all these companies. And it doesn't stop there. You can see recent activity, see investments size analysis. It explains the pros and cons of using each of the... So the structure is a bit wonky in the sense of the structure isn't as logical as I'd like it to be, because it talks about... It basically has research parts of it, and it has ways it solve the problems parts of it, and it just combines both. So I think I'd like it to be a bit more organized and simple. But anyways, it identified decision makers, it found profiles, it's finally lists the public contact information here as well. And even further, if you keep on scrolling way down, it put everything in a summary table. This is my favorite feature. It put everything in a summary table. This is by far my favorite feature. So you see the funder name, the type, Atlanta focus confirm, multifamily, Atlanta activity, equity fits, personnel, and contact info. And this is probably the most valuable thing right here. Although the table's a bit small, it's not ashamed to tell you the challenge that it faces. So ChatGPT just tells you the actual context. So it's like a completely different prompt. But it does, so ChatGPT is better at telling you what you're supposed to get. Success.ai, I like that. Oh, I can't access it weirdly. So ChatGPT seems to be better at telling you the actual direct information that you're looking for. But it seems worse at explaining its findings or providing more data. But that's what you got. And so what I can do right now quickly to prove that this is right is just call one of these people. Why not? Let me give one of them a call. So this is LRE Management's LLC. So it acquires multifamily throughout the country. And I'll just give them a call right now to see how well this works. All right, so in the presentation. Hello, is this LRE Management?
Yeah.
Hi, yes, I'm just inquiring about your investment analysis division.
What do you mean inquiring about it? Yeah. All right, what can I do to help you?
Yeah, sure. No, I work with a pipeline of multifamily principals, and just wanted to learn a process to see if any of them are fit for what you're doing.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Go ahead.
Sure, absolutely. I mean, the list is pretty numerous, but is there like an intake process or a way that we can, like an intake form that we can send the principals to, or what's the most productive way?
Sorry, I just am not clear what you do. You're trying to show us deals, or you want to see our deals? Like, what is the? Sorry, I just wasn't clear what you do.
No worries. The company here at Raises.com, we raise capital and we have deals. We want to show you deals. We also raise company for deals. So I was calling to ask you, how do you take in deals?
Got it. Yeah. How do we take in deals? How do we source, acquisitions? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, broker deals, off-market deals, kind of all of the above. We also operate as a LPJV partner, so we kind of see deals from other operating partners that show us sort of opportunities to invest as like a majority LP. So we kind of do both.
Okay, fantastic. And okay, what will be the next step? Because I guess my team more handles some of the details of each deal, and there's just several, like there's so many. So what will be the next step to see what deal size, what sector, and what cash flow it's.
Why don't you send me an email that clearly explains what it is you're looking for, so I can respond, and I'll get back to you on whatever I can respond to.
Yeah, 100%. What's the best email here?
Justin, JUSTIN at LREmanagementllc.com.
Oh, okay, good stuff. All right, Justin, I appreciate your time. Have a good one, okay?
Yeah, of course, future.
Sure. See you. And just like that, we had a call with a real deal maker and LRE management. And I'm not even sure so the person is called Justin. I'm not even sure who the person is. I just follow the AI and it works. And so if you follow this process, this is how you can book calls with real investors and real deal makers that invest in multifamily, that fund multifamily as well. And so these are the types of things that you want to do when you're working on raising capital and preparing to raise capital. And so with this, I'll see you in the next one, and make sure you take this AI thing very seriously and you execute, because you have no excuses right now.